Cowboy boy, where you been? It's TeeJay the artist. You rock with me, you are the smartest, and we back with another video, man. 1 Kobe Bryant fan versus 10 haters. I think this is like part 4. I think it's part 4, or it could be part 5. I don't know. But we are moving on to the next question. I think it has something to do with Shaq. I think it's gonna say basically like Kobe carried Shaq. About to see what went on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's do it. Could you turn me up in the headphones a little bit?
And that player will probably not be a better all-time player than Kobe Bryant.
He might not even have a name.
My next claim is that Shaq didn't carry Kobe, he needed Kobe.
My answer to this is that they needed each other. But let's see which route these haters take.
Oh, there's a fight. There's a fight for the chair.
Would you say that the best player on pretty much every championship team in the history time needed a second good player, right? So you could say they needed Jordan Farmar in the 2010. Like,
I fundamentally reject.
Someone, right?
I fundamentally reject the premise that.
Well, let's just go the year 2000, right? How many champions? They won 3 championships together.
3 championships. 2000,
so you probably know the
2001,
number down to the decimal. What did Kobe average in that 2000 finals? I think it was 15.6, and he shot 36% from the field.
Do you want some context on that, or what?
The guy had context, dude.
Hold on. He rolled his ankle. In
something that I noticed.
And averaged 0. He had 0 points for that game that went into his statistical average. Okay, and then he was.
So he was still in.
I'm not talking to this dude. Look how dirty this jersey is. Don't talk to him.
What did Shaq have?
Was this a game-worn jersey that LeBron wore in the Army? What in the world, bro? Goodness gracious, bro. That done went through some. Is that a hole? This jersey done been through it, bro. It's about time to get another one, dog. Either get another one. Hey, this one up, bro. Get this one out of here, bro. Oh my God, that has been through it. You knew you was gonna be on camera, right?
Tell me what Shaq averaged. Tell me what Shaq averaged.
Compromised. Hold on. Let's talk about Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, where they went to the NBA Finals. That they were down 13 in Game 7 at home. They wouldn't have even been in the finals if not for Game 7. Can you tell me what happened in Game 7 against the Portland Trail?
He don't remember.
Kobe went crazy.
Oh, he do remember.
Kobe went crazy.
Kobe Bryant, can you tell me what happened?
No, I can't. Are you going to give me the stats? Kobe had 18 points on 7 of 8 shooting and 2 for 3.
I can tell you that Kobe Bryant led the Lakers in points, assists, rebounds, and blocks in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals.
And then you're going to go and belittle
to get them to the finals. Because yes, bro, you got me. Shaq was better than Rick Smits and was destroying Rick Smits in the finals.
Thank you.
You got me. But they wouldn't have been in the finals without Kobe being the best. So they would not have been in the NBA Finals.
Pretty much every championship team. Pretty much every championship team. So you just listed one game. Pretty much every team. Again, you could say they wouldn't be there if it wasn't. But now you're going to.
There's so many things that they're trying to get out, but they can't fully get out their thought. He's saying, but with and you know what? But he wants so much. He want to try to get out so much info that he can't get out nothing. They just sat here and not said nothing for 2 minutes.
Pretty much every championship team. Pretty much every championship team.
Pretty much every championship team.
So you just listed one game. Pretty much every team. Again, you could say.
Again, you can say
they wouldn't be there.
They wouldn't be there
if it wasn't.
But now you're talking
about points, rebounds, and blocks, and then you're going to discredit. So okay, over the runs.
Over the run. See what I'm saying? They jumping like, come on. Focus, lock in.
Had more points, rebounds, and blocks over the 3 runs. Again, you could say they wouldn't be there if it wasn't. But now you're talking about points, rebounds, and blocks, and then you're going to discredit. So okay,
get another jersey first.
Who had more points, rebounds, and blocks over the 3 runs? Over the 3 years. Answer
the
question.
Shaq.
So then, how are you using that?
Shaq averaged about a point and a half more in their 4 finals runs.
So now it matters the specifics of it.
A point and a half.
Okay, so he averaged more. More is more.
But who was the closer? Who was the ball handler? Who was the
undefeated in hypothetical scenarios? And who had the better Mamba mentality? Who woke up earlier that day? That's what we talk about when we're talking about Kobe.
Who was the best player in the Showtime Lakers era?
Magic. Magic, or they had two of the best players of all time. So
right,
I mean,
right. So this is my premise.
The claim is who was better in the 80s?
No, this is my claim.
Can we stick to basics?
Yes.
Who had a higher VORP?
Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal were co-best players.
Okay, well, Shaq in a literal sense was better.
But he wasn't. That's what we're talking about.
But he was.
So my answer would have basically they wouldn't even shoot my part. But when I get up there and I say they needed each other, conversation ends. They needed that. They needed that clash. They needed Kobe to tell Shaq, hey, you too fat. You need to work harder. You need to do this. You needed Shaq to be like, give me the ball. I got this. Give me the ball. And Kobe just like, give me the ball. They needed that. They needed to be talking about each other in the interviews and all that. Because when they got on the court, they took it out on whoever they played against. They needed that.
So the first finals,
they needed each other.
Let's talk all three. Let's talk about 2001.
Well, I believe 2000 was one of them.
2001 and 2002. Okay, let's talk about
then they were like they were great running mates. That's why you ever heard this expression like Shaq and Kobe? Well, first of all, which one comes first? But what? Like that's an express. They were two great players.
No one's denying. Talk about 2000, then I'll talk about 2001.
I already spoke about it. No one's denying the greatness of Kobe. He was a great running mate. He was probably the best second option other than Scottie Pippen in their runs.
No, he was a co-best player. He was far better than Scottie Pippen.
So now you're saying he's a...
Yeah, it wasn't a 1-2 option. But 1A, 1B, both ones.
What's the claim?
Shaq did not carry Kobe. Shaq needed Kobe.
Okay, so we needed him. But so they were who was better? Who was better?
I'd say Kobe Bryant was more valuable.
Then why isn't that your claim? Because clearly you don't believe that. You have some very strong beliefs. If you thought Kobe was better, you would say Kobe was better. But Shaq needed Kobe.
Well, I would say they're co-best players on that run. Like Durant and Curry were in the Golden State runs. That's the dynamic that Shaq and Kobe had in my estimation. You and other people try to paint Kobe Bryant in revisionism that he was like a Pippen to Shaq's Jordan. Not the case. It wasn't Batman Robin. It was Batman and Superman. Kobe and Shaq were Batman and Superman.
Let's not get into revisionist history with Kobe because the narrative has very much changed since he unfortunately passed away. But that day in January of 2020,
he's made lesser. Now, he's made lesser today.
That's factually incorrect because he used to come up in like the 9 to 12 range when you're talking about the greatest of all time, where he literally is. But ever since that very unfortunate day, people talk about him in a different light.
Everybody was talking about Kobe as a top 3 player.
That's a fact.
Playing in the NBA.
They did. It was before it was LeBron versus Jordan. It used to be LeBron versus Kobe conversation. That was a thing.
Here's of all time? Yes. Kevin Durant.
How do you not remember that?
Has Kobe Bryant as the second greatest player.
Okay.
Can we not do stats? Can we not do semantics?
Okay. Here we go. Can we not do stats? Can we not do?
Well, but what are you talking about? Your feeling?
No, not
your
my
eye
feeling.
test?
No, not my feeling.
How do we gauge that?
We got small. Let's work together, right? You say Shaq needed Kobe, right?
100%.
Everybody need a great teammate. Great.
Okay.
Let me get my point. Yes, sir. Whatever you want. Look, let me talk to the camera because he's not gonna listen to me. So what I'm saying, who won 3 Finals MVP?
Okay,
Shaq.
But who was the best player in the Western Conference Finals?
If you go look at those final stats, you will see Shaq's stat. If you go look at the final stat, you will see Shaq 35, 16, and 3 blocks. You will see 38, 16, and 5 blocks. You will see 37, 15, and 3 blocks. What I'm just saying.
He got you. You came out here and said, "Can we not do stats?" Then you rattled off stats. This style from him, I don't.
The top 3.
Some of these debate styles is bad, bro.
3 player when he was.
How you gonna tell the man? Can we not do stats? Shaq averaged 30.
Peers
of
and guys
all time?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Durant has Kobe Bryant as the second greatest.
Some of these people, listen, these haters. Oh my God.
Stats? Can we not do semantics?
Can we not do stats?
But what are you talking about? Your feeling?
No, not
your
my feeling.
eye test?
No, not my feeling.
How do we gauge that?
We got small. Let's work together, right? You say Shaq needed Kobe, right?
100%.
Everybody need a great teammate. Great.
Shaquille O'Neal
let me get my point. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you want. Look, let me talk to the camera because he's not gonna listen to me. So what I'm saying, who won 3 Finals MVP?
Okay,
Shaq.
but who was the best player in the Western Conference Finals?
If you go look at those, look at those final stats, you would see Shaq's stat. If you go look at the final stat, you would see Shaq 35, 16, and 3 blocks. You would see 38, 16, and 5 blocks. You would see 37, 15, and 3 blocks. What I'm just saying, yes, but I have to do semantics too.
Say that?
Yeah, you're right, but I have to do semantics. It's a mind game. Play with me. Okay, pause. So what I'm saying, right? So what I'm saying, right? Yeah, Shaq needed Kobe, but Shaq was the most valuable player on that team without a question.
In the against the Eastern Conference teams.
It doesn't even matter.
It does matter.
So what about
the Western Conference was undeniably substantially better than the Eastern Conference.
Kind of like it is now.
During that span of time.
I feel like over the course of time, the West has always been stronger. They're the bigger markets. Think about it. All of the Texas teams are on the west side. All the LA teams, west side. Those are bigger markets. That's why the West is always stronger than the East. East has more of the smaller markets. You got a Milwaukee, and you know what I mean. You got Indiana. Well, is Indiana? That's a tough one because I think Basketball Hall of Fame is in there. But y'all get what I'm saying. I feel like smaller markets are on the East. West side got all the big boys. You know what I'm saying? So that's where everybody go.
So the East, the stuff that came out of the East, yes, they had weak teams, weak players underneath. Shaq controlled those series. But look at the strength in the league. The Sacramento Kings, the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, sir.
To get out of the Western Conference against way better teams, Kobe Bryant was the guy.
Okay, didn't you say earlier that Kobe closed the game?
Yes.
So what? Okay, hold on. Let me land.
He did more than that in the West.
No, that's fine. So what happened in the first, second, and third quarter?
Kobe in the West against the West.
No, you said Kobe closed out the game. What did Shaq do in the first, second, and third?
Well, they were scoring about the same. They scored. There's a point per game difference.
Sir.
In the 4 finals runs through all the playoff games, about 90 games, Shaq scored
We're
about
talking about Batman and Robin.
Batman and Superman.
Robin.
Batman and Superman.
Kobe was never a Superman.
No. I'd say Shaq was Superman, Kobe was Batman, if I had.
No, Kobe's not even Batman. Yeah, Kobe is Robin.
Kobe is definitely a Batman. I can see Kobe being Batman. I will give Shaq Superman. He already got it tatted. He made it his moniker. He's definitely Batman because he did things like, remember the story of he played Reggie Miller one-on-one because he knew that he had to face him in the finals, and he already put his game plan together on how he should guard Reggie. Like stuff like that, bro. Like that is some Batman activity.
Batman.
No, he's not.
Can I touch on something that I talked about before? So when Kobe became a starter at the age of 20, besides Shaquille O'Neal, they played in 6 years. I'm gonna retouch on this. Shaq was 67 and 33.
Great.
Okay, and won 3 titles.
So why do you keep talking about this? Because he's telling you Shaq didn't carry Kobe. He needed him.
In the other 13 years that Shaq was in the NBA, he was only
won
1 championship. And that was why, hold on, other than Kobe in those 13 years, he played with 7 other top 75 players that included LeBron James, Dwayne Wade.
Okay, LeBron don't count. Shaq was washed.
Steve Nash. Kevin Garnett.
Phoenix Shaq. He was getting washed.
Saying, who did Kobe Bryant have outside of Shaquille O'Neal for his 12 years after Shaq left? Pau Gasol, that's it? And he played with
Hey, don't do that. He had more than just Pau Gasol. Don't do that.
The only top 75 player Kobe Bryant played with outside of Shaquille O'Neal in 12 years was Steve Nash for 50 games, and Nash was 38 years old.
I don't even know why
and Kobe still won more.
I don't even know why you brought up Nash. They were completely washed at the time. When Kobe played with Shaq,
they were co-best players.
Shaq was Kobe's daddy. There was no issue.
Relax.
What is with you and daddy? Do you have daddy issues?
It's okay.
You said before LeBron's everybody's daddy. Now Shaq's Kobe's daddy. Do you have daddy issues?
He just kidding. I don't have daddy issues. I don't have daddy issues. Do you have daddy issues?
No, I'm not saying daddy all the time like you.
So obviously Kobe didn't get along with.
This generation is weird. They say stuff like this. He was his daddy. Like that. That's weird. I've seen somebody like when somebody's doing good, they be like, "Oh, he's giving it to him," like, but in that way, and it's like, no, bro, just say he's hooking him. Like, let's bring it back. Now, this whole daddy talk is kind of weird, bro.
When Kobe played with Shaq, Shaq
They were
again.
co-best players.
Shaq was Kobe's daddy. There was no issue.
What is with you and daddy? Do you have daddy issues?
It's okay.
You said before LeBron's everybody's daddy. Now Shaq's Kobe's daddy.
Do
you have daddy issues?
He just
here?
kidding. No, I don't have any daddy issues.
Got daddy issues, bruh.
Do you have daddy issues?
No, I'm not saying daddy all the time like you.
So obviously Kobe didn't get along with his
need a
father.
daddy?
Kobe didn't get along with his father. So Shaq was the daddy. I'm
What?
sorry.
No team wins with one All-Star. Shaq needed Kobe. Kobe needed Shaq.
Thank you. You can stop right there. You can stop right there and get up out the chair. Leave it right there. Shaq needed Kobe. Kobe needed Shaq. Boom. Get out. Get out the chair.
But in that time, and I'm talking their years from when they won their first title, in the entire, not just the West, the entire league,
First title,
teams
three.
around besides the Lakers, they were building themselves to stop Shaq. And in that sense, they weren't building themselves to stop Kobe. Kobe was able to take advantage of that. Obviously, Kobe's a great player, but these teams were getting like 3 starting caliber centers. The Pacers needed Antonio
and it
Davis.
was easier for Kobe then,
Antonio
right?
Davis, Dale Davis, the Sixers, Dikembe Mutombo, Matt Geiger, whoever
A combo.
their other guy was.
Yeah.
The one time, again, Kobe lit it up with those in that strategy. The one game plan.
Because why? Because it was
let's talk
easier
about,
because they were focused on Shaq.
they were focused
right?
on Shaq.
Okay,
They weren't
sure.
building
Finish
themselves.
your point. Yeah, finish your
The
point.
Detroit Pistons. Let's go to 04. Chauncey Billups has stated this. We knew we were never going to stop Shaq. Our game plan was simple. For the first time, we're gonna guard Shaq one-on-one. We're gonna let Ben Wallace do that, and then Kobe's gonna get frustrated because we're gonna keep going to Shaq. And Kobe in that series choked because he wasn't getting his touches and therefore was forcing the game.
Let me get this.
Okay.
First of all, you're referencing the 2004 Detroit Pistons, who are, in fact, the #1 rated net defense in the last 37 years.
We just watched the video, and the Thunder, today's Thunder, might be the best defensive net rating team or whatever you're talking about.
So you're referencing one of the greatest defensive teams of all time.
But I'm talking about their game plan. I'm talking about the approach.
All right.
Nah, the Detroit Pistons used to hold people to 60 points, bro. It used to be crazy.
Let's talk about 2001, which I believe is one of the greatest teams of all time. We're going to talk
agree.
about that team later on. In 46 games that Kobe played without Shaquille O'Neal, 46 games he played an entire game without Shaq from 2000 to 2004. In those games, Kobe Bryant averaged 30 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, all better than when he was playing with Shaquille O'Neal. But let's look at 2001, one of the greatest teams of all time. With Shaq on the floor per 100 possessions, which there are about 100 possessions played in today's NBA. So that's how much harder. I'm normalizing the pace from today's NBA back to 2001. Kobe Bryant averaged 33 points per game on 55% true shooting percentage with Shaq on the floor per 100 possessions. Now that tracks every second that Kobe played with Shaq during that year. With Shaq off the floor during that year, for every second average out per 100 possession rate, Kobe Bryant averaged 44 points per game that year, jumped from 33 to 44 without Shaq, and that was wild. His true shooting percentage only dipped 1 percentage point. 54, still higher than league average. That is what Kobe was doing without Shaq. So to say that he had his way because they were dialed in on Shaq is just outright and unequivocally false.
But it's not, and I'm not.
I like how he brought out the stats for that, but I do believe that a lot of teams were trying to have 3 or 4 centers for Shaq because Shaq was so unstoppable. So it does make, it's kind of like, and he said it himself, like when KD was playing with Steph Curry. Steph Curry garnered so much attention that KD was just able to get 30, 35 points, you know what I'm saying, without anybody even thinking about it. Because so much attention was on Steph, because you know if Steph started going crazy, you really losing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying Kobe's a bad player. I'm just saying.
Same thing with Shaq and Kobe. So much attention paid to Shaq, Kobe was able to just hook up.
This in certain
They started paying attention to Kobe once Shaq was gone.
situations. The Nets, when they were trying to go back to the finals, they were trying to get Alonzo Mourning because they were gearing up for Shaq. No team was going to trade for Ron Artest to shut down Kobe at that time. They both needed each other. That's a fact. All I'm saying is
they were best players.
In that time period, they
needed
were
each
gearing
other
up for Shaq, not Kobe. Kobe was having his will against the Sixers. He was getting guarded by Eric Snow. They weren't going to get Kobe stoppers. They were going to get Shaq stoppers, and that's where I'm walking off.
My next claim is because we just
here we go. This is going. We're gonna end right here when it get to this question, and I think this is part 4, so that this will be part 5. Let's see what the question is. Let's get it started.
Let's keep it going. The 2001 Lakers are the greatest team in NBA history.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Sorry, I can't give you this one. Can't give you this one. You already know what I'm finna say. God dang KD Warriors. Them dang KD Warriors. Not even the 73-9 Warrior team. That was without KD. The KD Warriors. What y'all finna do? Y'all ain't never seen no 3-point shooting like that team right there. I understand people know what they gonna do with Shaq. With them 2-pointers. He gonna dominate, yeah. He gonna dominate. Kobe gonna dominate, yeah. But once these threes start splashing, how you gonna keep up, bro? Once Steph starts shooting from half court, Clay start getting 60 points without dribbling, and then KD, I'm sorry, bro. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.